25 pounds. What type of work?
First of all, I never said that.
No.
Don't believe all you read on the internet, guys. All right. Never told anybody. I'm down some weight. Yeah, from the end of the season last year. But each year's different, man. You gotta rebuild it. And this year, got some time to really focus on some form running and some things early on in the off season that I just didn't have time for last year. And certainly feeling good, and I think it'll pay off, man.
I know a lot of people are talking about this, the last dance or something for you, but we've always talked throughout the season, you know, if you lose the Super Bowl or whatever, it's a failure for you. If you come back and win, people keep asking me, are you going to come back? I don't want to speak for you, but have you even thought that far ahead if, by chance, you know, you get back to San Francisco next year?
I got 1 year on this contract. I know that, and we'll try and figure out something for next year. The Chiefs organization knows how much I love them. I can't see myself ever playing anywhere else. So we'll deal with that down the road when the time is right. But right now, I'm focused on winning the championship this year.
So Travis, this year, what are your expectations for yourself then this year?
Just to be the best, to be the best teammate, be the best leader I can. Last year, I think I failed, especially in that last game, and being a leader and being the one that could step up and make plays. So just setting the bar even higher for myself this year than I have in the past.
Other than winning another championship, what would make this season a success for you?
That's the only way I determine whether it's a success or not, man. It's just kind of how I'm wired now. Earlier on in my career, I would set those goals for myself, and I just think it's just more of a genuine feel and the right mentality. Just go out there and try and make every play for my team, whether it's receiving or blocking or doing whatever I need to do.
What did you try to do over the offseason to mentally get yourself ready for another football season?
Mentally? I mean, just as soon as I made the decision to come back, that decision for me needs to be made back in March or early April. Like you set the tone and you put a regimen together that gets your mindset, get your body, and really from there you can start to tweak your skill set. So it's just everything involved. You have to evolve every single year in all phases of the game. So you already know that started back in March, and so far we're on track.
So they made the decision to come back for another year. How serious were you?
I mean, I love football. I don't think I really thought about it that much. My friends and family and the team and the guys and women in this building. I love coming into work every single day. It wasn't a very tough one for me. I know I'm getting older, but at the same time, I still feel like I got a lot that I can prove in this league. And with that being said, man, it really wasn't that hard of a decision for me.
We're going to go Sam, Zach, and then Bakken.
When you said you failed to be a leader in the Super Bowl, what do you mean by that?
I just didn't make the plays that I thought I should have made. I didn't get open in certain situations, blocking the right guys, having my attention to detail, motivating my guys to, get the energy and the focus and the confidence that we needed during that game, and I just in that area, I just felt like I failed my guys.
And then you said you had time this year to do some of that workout stuff. Was that all that prompted you to go through this workout?
Well, the biggest thing is just making sure you're out there on the field, being a leader, being the one that's setting the tempo in terms of your work ethic. And I think that is always number one. You got to be able to, walk the walk, as they say, to be able to talk it and preach it to guys. So I think just putting myself in the best situation I can athletically, that's going to pay off down the road in being a leader and being ready for those moments.
What was the process like? You touched on this a minute ago. What was the process like when you thought about not playing, and then it sounds like it was really simple in your mind? It wasn't that complicated of a decision.
Yeah, I really didn't feel like it was my last game. Just felt like I got a lot more to prove, and I have so much more fun coming into the building.
This is related, Travis, but that first podcast you guys did right after the Super Bowl, it really sounded like you were going to be torn, that you were really weighing all those things. Are you able to just clarify a little more about right in those few days?
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to let the emotions die down. That was the biggest thing, is that you don't want to make decisions off of initial emotions. But for the most part, once they died down, I still felt like I had that fire in my chest to be able to keep coming in and building and be better and chase another Super Bowl, man.
We'll go Pete and then Matt.
Pat, Andy, media, they often describe it as a future Hall of Famer. I guess, how do you balance what you've already accomplished with staying hungry and what could be this final year or multiple final years?
It's all I know, man. It's all I know. I get that from the big guy. Coach Reed has set the tone, and he challenges us every single week, every single year to come in and be better than what we were last year. And I kind of just, I don't know, inherited that over the course of being under Coach Reed throughout my 12 years here. It's just, it's a mentality that I know is going to set us up for success down the road. You know, we might not be the same team that we are in preseason, that we are in, you know, late December, early January, and hopefully February. And with that kind of mindset, no matter what you accomplish, you're always thinking about that next play and that next game and being better than your last.
Matt?
You continue to have more and more on your plate. I know you were in France on Monday. How do you balance all of that schedule, especially just going forward with everything that you have going for you with football and keeping them maybe even separate or better, being ready for it?
Football is always going to be number one. I love this game. It's still my childhood dream. You know, when I really thought about it, I think this offseason I got back to, you know, just wanting to focus more on this game and getting the most out of this game as I possibly can while I'm still putting on the cleats and putting on the pads. So this will always be number one in terms of, you know, my business, you know, world and my career path. And, yeah, with that being said, everything else is just kind of, you know, making sure that I'm accountable for the people that I agree to team up with, like the podcast and going over to France.
Did Coach give you any advice just as far as how you balance that time during this offseason and just kind of giving some time for yourself and say, hey?
I mean, Coach has always given me advice at everything in life, you know. I think he's kind of trusted me in a lot of the aspects, knowing that I've handled it a certain way, but he's also challenged me a lot to make sure that I'm still being the guy in the building for him to be able to, you know, lean on in terms of that leadership. So
We're going to go last couple, starting with Blair.
Travis, we saw the ring boxes set up outside. What will the ring this year symbolize for you?
You know, everybody has their own view on it. Unfortunately for me, I'm only interested in Super Bowl rings. I know what the AFC Championship means to this organization and the family, and you know, the 15 wins and everything is something special that I let everybody else be happy with. Last year wasn't a success for me, and I'm motivated to make sure that we get that other ring this year.
We're going to go last two, Sam.
Travis, just one more follow-up on your off-season work. Do you already notice the effects of the work that you've put in?
Yeah, and I'm still putting it in. It's going to be a grind. It's going to, you know, that's what I'm talking about. You got to make that decision early in the off season for a guy like me, because that grind starts now and hopefully it ends in February. And you just keep that consistent work ethic throughout it all, and hopefully throughout the rest of this off season, going into the actual season, and then towards the playoffs. If we're lucky enough to make the playoffs and make another run at it, you'll keep seeing me get better and better as I plan to.
Last one.
You enjoy still coming in and the young guys, as you get to be kind of you've been the vet, but to be the older vet in the room now and working with the younger guys. How do you relate to them, and how do you, I guess, put into them what it means to be a chief and the level of success you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, they've seen the logo before they got in the building. You know, they understand what type of history and what type of prestige is here, and just, you know, the culture of winning football games. So when you get into this building, you know it's serious. You know we're coming to work, and you know, I think it's not just myself being the oldest guy in the room. It's guys like Chris Jones and obviously Pat Mahomes, Drew Tranquil. You know, Bert. Everybody's really, you know, putting their spin on it, but I think when you get young guys in the building, you get them around this culture, they understand real quick what exactly it takes to be a champion. And, you know, with that being said, I love helping everybody out. You know, it's only going to make us better as a team if everybody has that one goal in mind. And sometimes you just need that reassurance when you're that young that you're doing the right things, and you got to keep moving forward. So,
Thanks, Travis.